All right, well, first up this morning, it has been a crazy week, so we thought we'd try and kick back and relax with some hot topics and a fun chat with friends. Podcasters Carla Marie and Anthony stopped by for a new round of Hot Topics. First of all, am I the only one, by the way, when you hear Hot Topics that you want to sing the Hot Pocket song?
I do it every single time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was going to be like, Hot Topics.
Every time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, I knew.
You're not alone.
From listening to you guys, I knew you would get it. First hot topic. So a 27-year-old in Philly starts making pizzas as a way to reconnect with his friends during pandemic, turns into a $30,000 nonprofit to help fight food insecurity in Philadelphia. So question is, out of the box ideas to raise money, can a side hustle turn into a main hustle? And do you have an idea? I'm not going to steal it. I'm just curious.
With side hustles, that's kind of Carla Marie's area of expertise. So I think I should shut up and just let Carla Marie talk about the whole side hustle thing.
I necessarily don't have a side hustle, but I host a podcast called Side Hustlers. And I have talked to people all over the country who have had the coolest ideas just locally. There's a former park ranger who created a pea cloth for hikers, and it's now her day job. Like, full-time, huge company, like nationwide, worldwide, people are buying this cloth for hikers when they go out. You've got From the Ground Up Socks. He was working on like construction locally and created a sock company that is now sold in like PCC markets everywhere. It's cool when you see what people have, like this little creative bug and what they can create. And then when they turn it into their day job, it's like, why can't we all be like that and think of something like that?
Yeah, we're all just one step away from that $1 million idea. I can just feel it.
Well, I think people also rally around people that are doing their little side hustle because you can tell it's passionate, and I think we all enjoy seeing people do what they're passionate about, and I think that's why you get so much support. But going back to creative things, creative ways to make money, when I guess it was late August or mid-August, after the explosion in Lebanon, Carla Marie and I actually raised about $10,000 because we just went on Twitch and said, we're going to stay on Twitch until we raise a crap ton of money to send over to the Red Cross in Lebanon. And 2.5 hours later, we had like $9,800 or something crazy like that. So I think people are getting really creative too.
I love that. Good for you two. That's incredible. So, and that's the key is really, doing something side hustle and then helping others, which I think is somebody else who's great. Dolly Parton. She is always rated highly in my book. I mean, have yourself a Dolly day is what we say. 74, become the it woman all over again. What is it about Dolly that we all love so much? I mean, I know donating $1 million to help develop a vaccine helps, but what is it?
I think
Anthony, you love Dolly Parton.
I do. I have like a very special place in my heart for Dolly Parton. Jolene is hands down one of my favorite songs of all time. But I think with Dolly Parton, what you see is someone who's, first off, fantastic at what she does, right? Like, you have to be a master at what you do to have that much attention. And then you just see someone who is very true to who they are and kind. Like, when you break down everything that Dolly Parton has been about, it all kind of boils down to just she's unbelievably kind and caring.
She loves everyone.
Over everybody.
Yeah. But 74, every time I hear her age, I'm shocked. Like, I forget. It's wild.
And she looks amazing. And FYI, Anthony, I hope you watched A Very Dollywood Christmas on the Hallmark Channel because it was amazing.
I did not, but I think I have to catch up now and relive the whole Christmas experience.
You're going to have to. We're all going to Dollywood this summer. Are you Bachelor fans? Are you friends of the Bachelor, Bachelorette franchise?
Yes, our friend is actually on the season.
Yeah.
No way.
Without getting too into it, she was a big hit to some people and a lightning rod to some others. She was the first person you saw this season of The Bachelor.
Interesting. Okay. All right. We've all watched The Bachelor, whether you want to admit it or not. We've all watched and maybe cringed a few times. By the way, do you know how much The Bachelor makes reportedly?
No. How much?
About $100,000, again, reportedly for 2 months worth of filming. So
wow. How
much would it cost for you to let your love life play out on TV?
I take less than that.
Yeah, I would do it. I mean, 100,000 is fine for me. I think what's cool too is Seattle has kind of become this weird like hotbed of of Bachelor Nation. And when we had Molly Mesnick, who we used to work with on 106.1 Kiss FM, Taylor Nolan is out here too, and Katie Thurston, who is the girl we were talking about earlier. She's from this area as well. There's a bunch of others as well.
Yeah, so many more. But yeah, I think that it would be worth way more to people for My Love Life to play out on TV because it's just a disaster. But I would take way less because that would actually be pretty cool to go.
Well, I mean, and then at least you get paid for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're being paid at the end of the day to basically go on vacation for what, 6 or 7 weeks and have people pick out like the most beautiful humans for you to mingle with, and whatever happens after that. I mean, it sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, your whole love life is playing out in public and people are going to hate you at some point, but whatever.
But then Anthony has to cry on TV.
Okay, Anthony for the next Bachelor. I vote Anthony for the next Bachelor.
I'm in. Sign me up.
All right. I love this. So this is something I'm sure you both know about. You're both really connected, but there's this app called Clubhouse, and it's a super secret, super elite app. It's very popular with celebrities. And the caveat is you can only get in the app by being invited. So apparently, though, despite its elusive quality, there's some claims of racism and abuse. So what do we think about this app?
Well, first off, I actually did get an invite a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't been able to actually sign up because I have an Android. And if you want to talk about racism, they're racist against Androids first because they're not in our ecosystem.
I also got an invite. I don't know. I think I just like claimed my username, but I've never used it. But this is what happens anytime you have an app that's not public facing. Anytime it's not something where, you know, everyone can see everything and it's kind of behind closed doors. This is what happens. You've seen it with like those random apps that would be created in college campuses when I was in college, and it turned into, you know, a hate thing all the time. Whenever there's like this little bubble that's not public, this happens. Does that mean it's okay? No. Do I want to be a part of that? No, I don't think any of us do, but that's what happens and it sucks. And how do you shut something like that down when it's not a public company? I don't know.
I wonder what'll happen if they do, because at some point that app is going to want to make real money and they're going to want to expand to everyone, not just on an invitation level. And I wonder what'll happen when the general public gets access, if it kind of waters down the hate, if that makes any sense, if the hate dissipates, because unfortunately hate's all around us all the time, but there's so much more good in the world.
Oh yeah.
There is hate. And I wonder if you get more people in the app, if it kind of becomes a non-issue, just like there's still hate on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram, but it's not as loud because there are so many other voices.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like Carla Murray said, like more moderation, the better. I haven't gotten my invite yet. It must be lost in the inbox.
Oh, I can see if I can get you one.
You know people, huh?
You know the
good
bouncer.
stuff on there. We'll put all the good stuff on there.
We will bring the good, which I love. Speaking of love, Valentine's Day, too soon to talk about this?
Oh no, it's so soon actually.
Well, apparently America's consumerism is jumping in. Starbucks, for one, they've released their holiday. But how romantic can we get during COVID?
It's weird because like if you don't live with the person, or it's not like an actual significant other that you clearly know and have been with. If it's someone that you're kind of like, oh, let's just go out for Valentine's Day, like that's not going to happen this year. And you can't make a reservation, or you've got some outdoor dining that you can do, but I feel like everyone's going to have to get romantic at home.
Well, I think there are going to be a lot of guys that hate me for saying what I'm about to say, but I need you to hang in here with me for a second. And I think Valentine's Day, we can all agree, usually the responsibility falls on the guy, mainly because we suck at everything else. So there's one day where we have to like be okay at life.
It's fair.
I think this is going to be the year where if you are in a relationship with a guy, and that's the guy that kind of takes control of things, if you will, in your relationship, this is where they have to step up and be very creative. If your guy just orders something on Amazon and has it delivered to the house, kick him out. Just get him right out the house. And this is where people are going to have to be super creative and come up with different hikes or walks or things where they're going to have to transform rooms in their house to a restaurant or something along those lines. And I can say this because I don't have to do any of it this Valentine's Day.
So you can have all the ideas, you just don't have to implement them. That's good news. I actually had a friend who just started dating a guy, and it was time to meet. And it's not just meeting now, it's did you get COVID tested? Because there's other tests you ask for when you first
got to do all of them.
But the COVID test is now the new one. I mean, what do you think about that? Like,
You have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to. Or kind of just gauge their opinion on everything. Like, if you find out they're an anti-masker, you ain't going anywhere.
no, thank you.
I think even if you don't ask someone to get a test necessarily, I think everyone tries to find people that are compatible with where they are in the quarantine lockdown phase. You know, like I haven't really seen anyone other than Carla Marie. So I would basically be asking people, okay, how many people do you interact with on a daily basis? Are you going into work? Things like that. So it doesn't have to necessarily get to the COVID test level, because you never know. They could have taken a test 4 days ago and then contracted it yesterday.
Yeah.
Who really knows?
Yeah.
But I think it's really figuring out where people are on that like lockdown spectrum. Are you an anti-masker, or have you not seen anyone in 8 months? You know,
Yeah, where are you?
Where do you fall?
Contact tracing, so romantic.
Right.
I know.
Very important.
Very.
Seriously.
Important indeed. Well, hey, thanks for spending time with us today. You know, I keep saying this, but I really want to encourage you all to reach out on the social media webs. We're on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at New Day NW on all those platforms. Hey, if you even want, you can email me, aadrisi@king5.com. We want to know what you think, what you'd like to see more of on this show, and how you feel like this new year is going. So please keep the communication going. Can't wait to hear from you.